You never know what you'll find in the universe of my mind. Okay, so I want him to be sitting on something that looks comfy because he looks like he's doing that, as opposed to having him just floating in midair like he's doing right now. And I kind of want a different texture for this. I think I'm going to use... These were given to me as a gift, and they're one of my new favorite supplies. So when they run out, I'm going to miss them. And I don't know if I'll be able to replace them or not, but hopefully I can when their time comes. But for now, I get to enjoy using them. Maybe I better draw it first. Think maybe... Oh, I know. I'm always drawing these kinds of things for them to be in, on, and around them. Maybe I'll leave that one there. So maybe he's inside one of those. Oh, I love it. I'm going to do it. Okay, and then I'll just... like that. And then this guy can be on another one. Maybe you don't see the end of this one. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Maybe I want a protector. So I want the bigger end, and I'm going to follow the... It takes longer to do it this way, but it works to give the illusion of things being round or not a flat surface, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah. So okay, and in here, because I want it to look like it's going in, I'm going to do that. Okay, and I'm going to color the other two in a similar way, and I'll be back. Okay, and I chose this color. They don't have color names on them, but anyway, I chose this color for the background, and I hope I'm not going to regret doing this, because I kind of like how bright it is and how they stand out. Well, I wonder, do I want to change my mind? Ooh, do I want to do it in a cutout? Do I want to do this in a cutout, and then that way, if I don't like the background, I can change my mind? Yeah, I think we're going to do it. That's going to add more time to the video, but now that I've thought of it, I can't get it out of my head, so I'm going to do it. So this is a cutting mat, X-Acto blade, it's all going to be pretty simple, except right there. gonna try to keep the hair strands and be detailed and stuff. So I should do the insides first because it's going to be quite delicate. I think I need to change the blade again. That's the only complaint about X-Acto knives. The blade gets dull fast. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish fussy cutting that out and I'll be back. Okay, so there he is. I will come back to do some shading and stuff on this in a bit, but right now I'm going to just cover this whole page with this marker, and actually I might use more colors. Wow, it's not covering very easily, but I love these markers so much, and I'll show you why in a bit. But they are perfect for one of my favorite things to do, especially for backgrounds, but sometimes for other things too. But I've been doing it obsessively lately just because I love it so much. It's so fun, and like I said, I'll show you that in a minute. I'll be back once I'm done filling this page. I think actually that I'm going to add a few, just not everywhere, just a spot here and there with this darker color. And I think I'm actually going to use of this brighter orange. Oh yeah, I think this color is starting to dry out because it's one of my favorite ones. This one is working a lot easier and better. Has more, I was going to say ink, but I don't know if it's ink. Anyway, whatever it is, it's got more of it in it. They kind of blend a little bit, but they also kind of stay put. These are just, they're awesome, and I'm surprised because I'm usually not a huge marker fan. I mean, I have Sharpies, but they smell so bad, and they don't last long and stuff. But like, I don't have Copics and all those other expensive, highly rated ones. And I don't think that I would use them enough to warrant the price. But these guys, I think they're worth replacing because I do use them and I love them. So, okay, I think I'm happy with that. And make my paper towel wet. So basically I'm making myself a baby wipe. So if you had a baby wipe and you wanted to do this, you could. And if you don't have these markers, you can use any kind of water-soluble media like Neocolor 2s or whatever. Anyway, and I'm just going to do this and re-wet it as needed. In order to kind of blend it. Okay, get another piece ready. And now I'm going to show you the thing that I'm obsessed with doing. So I have this, and I'm holding it up pretty high. And I'm just spraying it. And I mean, this technique works with any water soluble thing, and even acrylics, I think. But, and this is just water, by the way. But with these markers, oh my goodness, the result is amazing. Well, it usually is. It's because I'm trying to show you. But you can see some of the spots. Okay, so it works a lot better with this. But this leaks now, so until I get a... Yeah, I can already see that it's doing a much better job. So you do that, you wait a few seconds, and then, yeah, I can already tell that it's working. See? Oh, I just love it. Oh, and it's amazing because you never know exactly what you're going to get. I mean, you have an idea, but you don't know where they're going to land and how big they're going to be, and it's just, it adds like a mystical... Oh, I just love it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing to the thingamabobs. I'm going to protect the background I just made. So, like I was saying before, it does work with any watercolor, like the watercolor or Neocolor 2s or whatever you have. Oh, that's awesome. I'm just obsessed with doing this because it's so much fun. And I love seeing the result. And you can either dab or pull, and if you pull you get neat things like that. I don't know how well you can actually see, but it's so fun to just to see how it comes out. Okay, now that has to dry a little bit before I do more, so I'll be back. Okay, it's dry enough, and I do like the darker background, but I'm curious how it would look. Oh, do I like that better? Or do I just want to add that as a tip-in? Because this, he pops out better. I think I am going to, it even has like a thing like this built in. It sticks out a little bit, but I can always fold it. So I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make it in a way, I'm going to tip it in a way that it's possible to have, like I'll tip it in from up here or down here so that it can be viewed with both backgrounds. I'll do this later. Pumpkin orange in order to do some shading here. And because this spot here is so close to his color, I'm going to do something here with this just to make it more distinctive. I mean, in person it is, but it is distinctive, but yeah, I kind of need that much for the shading anyway, so it's good. So I'm just going up, and here you can see it better when there on the darker background. When I pulled that bit there, it made it a neat little thing I want to leave on there, so I'm gonna do that. And shade under him, and on the inside of the thing. I think it's a formation inside an alien cave. Should have left that a little bit, so I just put a little bit of the orange colored pencil on there, but it doesn't really show up, but I'm gonna say it's okay. Inside. And I'm gonna make it so it's there, and under him a little bit, and here the thing doesn't need shading there, but do a little bit here because okay, so here it gets a little bit tricky. I sometimes get a little bit confused, but the light is coming from here-ish, so I'm going to, but it's also kind of from top to bottom and stuff, so sometimes I get a little bit confused as to where to put the shadow, so I just kind of go with the flow as I'm working and do whatever I think at the moment. Sometimes I think I didn't do it right, and sometimes I just leave it anyway, and I think this is one of those times where I think I probably didn't do it quite right, but I'm gonna leave it anyway. And then inside, and this time I'll try to remember to leave the rim. Okay, and then a regular pencil to reinforce some areas and to darken to make it look deeper in there. One thing about the markers that I was using earlier is that they do stain your fingers, and I don't quite like that, but it's not bad enough that it triggers my weird thing so that I need to wear gloves to use them, but I do tend to wash my hands as soon as I can after I've done it. Okay, and I want to emphasize the shadow that he's casting. Okay, and that's the inside, so I'm gonna darken it even more. And try to leave the lip a little bit darken some, and I'm going to use this pumpkin orange to blend it. Only on that side, and I'm trying to make the furry bits show up. And I'm doing a little bit on him where the shadow would be darker. Okay, and on him a little bit, just in a couple of spots, and under him. Okay, darken this a little bit. And call that part done. Oh, just a little bit here. And actually, I think I'm going to make it a thing. Because I plan on doing a tip-in thing, like I said before, I'm going to make this less square and there. Okay, so technically I'm done, but I do want to make the lighter background thing, so I'm going to set my journal aside because it's in my way. Okay, now this is perfect because it already has one of those things. So I'm gonna just trim it and shape it intuitively like that. Probably gonna leave that as is because it's part of the background. But maybe I'll, just so it's not quite so square, and I'll make that a little bit less pointy and square too. I like this also because it's another different texture, because this is, it's scrapbooking paper and it's got a texture. I don't know if you can actually see. Anyway, it's got a texture and I like that. This is ginger root. Ah, excuse me. And I'm just gonna do some shading where I think it makes sense that there would be some. Gonna use regular pencil to do the inside bit. Okay, this side doesn't really need any, but I'll put some on here. Okay, the battery died out and the other one isn't charged yet, so I'm gonna do this with my phone, holding it in one hand. And I'm just gonna do a few of these things. Aha! I suspected my chair was doing that. It's not keeping its level anymore. Its height. I set the height and it just sunk a little bit. I felt it. And I was suspecting that it was doing that for a few days now, because I thought that it wasn't where I had left it when I would come back each morning. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do a bunch of these things Maybe not a bunch, just a few probably. And like normally I would do a bunch of other critters to put on them, but it's getting close to supper time and my belly is threatening to start growling. So if I do that, it will be a different video and it'll not be today. I probably will end up doing it, maybe with some of the other show-ups from that same day from the capture phase. Did you hear that? My belly started growling. I think I want like a darker color for some areas. Light umber. Yeah, that's good. Just for some of the areas. Okay, so I can't hold the paper and the phone at the same time. Well, there too. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to do this off camera and show you a picture. Sorry. Okay, so that's how it ended up without the lighter background. Thing turned out. I think I want this to be a little different. Yeah, that's better. There, and then, yeah, that's better. There we go. But now, looks like it needs a thing. It can be never ending, like because sometimes it's hard to make myself satisfied. That's a larger area, so I'm probably gonna do the tip-in tape up here, and I'm probably going to use packing tape to do the tip-in part. But once the tip-in part is done, it'll look like that. And I think I like this better for a background because he gets kind of lost in the darker background. Although I do like that still, but yeah, I can't decide which one I prefer, but so that's why I'm doing the tip-in thing, so that I can have both. Okay, so it's tipped in. It's never ending. This right here looks like a critter. Looks like a friendly alien critter who's those are his arms, and he's got either he has a friend on his head or that's part of him. And now that I'm looking at this looks like a critter too. It's not, but it looks like one, so that could be a show up as well. And when I flip it this way, that looks like an elephant or an anteater or some kind of friendly alien critter that looks like that. And the sun cast shadow over there is probably this is probably what's causing it. Anyway, that is kind of neat looking. But yeah, he's standing on his hind legs. And I'm sure that if I looked in the background that I would see lots and lots of them, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm not going to bring those out. This one I might draw on a different day, but yeah, not today. Right now I need to put in one of my MacGyver CDs and eat supper. So so that's it for this video. If I do anything more, I will do a follow-up video. From this to this, and from this to this.